So the first monologue I chose was the prologue to Libertine, which is one of my favourite plays by Stephen Jeffries. It's a contemporary play about a real-life 17th century nobleman called John Wilmot, who was a writer, actor, lord, politician, but also hedonist, drunk, and all sorts of other fun characteristics. And the play sort of follows his story as he comes back to England from exile in France, and all the misadventures he gets up to. But it's at its core, it's kind of a character study of John Wilmot, because he's a really interesting guy. He seemingly hates the world around him, delights in pleasure wherever he can get it, be it drink, women, whatever. But at the same time, he seems aware of how that's messing him up and what that lifestyle's doing to him, and he makes very wry observations about it for comic effect throughout. Well, it's hilariously funny. But the monologue at the start of the play is a brilliant piece of writing. It's one of the few times in it that he directly addresses the audience, and he's trying to sort of get across who he is without directly saying, this is what I am like. So he comes across as very charming, but at the same time there is a bit of an edge to him, and there's a kind of otherworldliness that is really fascinating for the audience to watch. And it kind of sets up the central conceit of the play, as it starts with him saying, I don't want you to like me, and finishes with him also saying, I don't want you to like me. But there's a very key difference between the two times he says that. The first time he's trying to project himself, I think, as a bad boy, but by the end he's honestly not sure if he wants the audience to like him. And that kind of sets up the core theme of the play, in that he sort of, as time goes on, he will go on this character arc and find out that he actually does want some people to like him, despite what he thinks he knows about the world. But getting into the actual monologue, it's I think it's a brilliant piece of writing. It just goes from this kind of seductive to very provocative instantly, like that, which is always hilarious. When I initially was playing it, I sort of directed myself as standing upright with my hands behind my back, trying to really show off the nobleman-ness of his character. But I got the only note I got on it in the first Birmingham audition was that it seemed like I was trying to force the character too much initially, and so I needed to ramp it back a bit. So I decided to try it out sitting down for the online version, because as I've got a camera, it's a bit nice to do, and I think that worked really well, because it kind of relaxed it and made him a bit more hard to get for the audience. So it really forced the audience to come to him. And he's not a character that is sort of over-exuberant with his arms. He's very kind of cool and calculated in that respect. So it kind of pulls the focus to your face and your eyes, and you can really use them in this monologue to kind of enunciate important points. I tried to keep the nobleman-esque to it by adding a kind of raise to the chin a lot when he feels like he's talking down to someone. I tried to kind of bring it up a little bit to kind of still give you that feeling of a differential in height and power, without actually having him stand up. Immediately after this scene, it goes into a pub scene with his friends where they're all decrying that they miss him because he's exiled, which I think wouldn't really work if it wasn't for the monologue beforehand, because that shows you that he truly is this really interesting, fascinating character that you would want to know, and if you did know, you'd want to keep knowing them. So it makes the whole kind of scene work. Yeah, I love the monologue.